HiringOpps job board platform does have a built-in blog. So if you do want to leverage the blog, this is what it'll start to look like on the front end once you start adding blog posts to that. So you can add different categories, tag those. So if you go into one of the blogs, you'll see kind of what that structure looks like, where it has the author, the title, an image, any of the text here, and then you can also add tags, and you can link to that wherever you want. You can link to it in the footer here. If you want to link to it in the header menu, you can also add a link up here. So let's take a look in the back end here, how to start using the blog. So you're going to come to your job board admin panel, and under content management, you're going to click posts. And when you want to start using it, all you're going to be doing is starting to add blog posts. So if you have a blog written in a Word document or somewhere else, you can come in here and copy and paste the text, right in the text box. You can give it a name. As soon as you type the name and click next, the slug right here, so the slug is part of the URL of the blog. So if you look at this one, you'll see this is actually the slug on how it shows up on the URL. And so you don't have to manually type that in. Type in the name and then go to next. And then you can add an image. You can find that on your computer somewhere if you want to. And then you select your site to make sure it populates on your site. The next sections you'll see here are tags and categories. So these won't populate until you actually add categories and tags to them. So we'll show you that in just a second. But the other thing to keep in mind is that by default, when you add a blog, it's going to save it in draft. So just make sure if you do want it published, you click published and then submit. And then once you start adding blogs, again, you'll see them listed and start to populate right here as well. And so talking about those categories and tags, if you do want to add different categories, you'll come back here and click categories, and then this is where you'll add those. So as soon as you start adding those, those will be available in the individual blogs when you start to write those blog posts. Same for the tags. If you want to add specific tags, what you're going to do is just to start add them. You're basically adding a listing. And then again, those will populate within the individual blog post when you're adding those. The comment section back here is also associated with the blog. So if someone does start to comment on the blogs, you'll start to see comments populating here. So you can monitor and manage those from this section as well.